The story continues with the evil bad anime men arming themselves with a mysterious test potion, planning to use it on the old rank 1 swordsman of the Crimson Fox's elite. Afterwards, we discover that her name is actually Green Nare, and the only reason she's chained and in a pickle right now is because the current queen of the Foxes betrayed her. Nare now finds herself in a very compromising position, placed in a corner of a dark room, as one of the bad men comes closer, eager to test the potion on an S-rank elite member. To activate the potion, he lights it up in front of her, and the man explains that the potion will make her deeply crave a banana plantation inside her walls. And so it turns out to be some kind of screwed-up love potion, created to make sure any girl in the world will start begging for battering rams to attack. It's also revealed that Nare has been able to withstand every potion up to this day, but thanks to Harang, they now have a potion with maximum possible quality achieved. Unfortunately for her, she actually failed to resist this quality, allowing for some ugly man to make quick use of his banana plantation into the captured fox. As such, she was able to experience reaching the top of the mountain for the first time in over a decade, allowing the men to declare the former rank 1 as utterly defeated. Upon finishing the trials, the head bad guy in charge of creating the potion made his way to the Black Wolves King to report on his success. Eager to learn more, he instantly asks if he succeeded, since the king is a sussy baka after all. With the former rank 1 unable to withstand the power of the blue dew, the man claims that no female in the world will be able to resist the power of the potion. As such, the Black Wolf King can now break out of shell, as his ultimate plan is starting to take hold. He then grins as he starts proclaiming that they are perfectly right on time, as Harang will soon battle a Ra for the first time at Puzzle. However, the king has no trust in a rookie properly using the blue dew, so he orders a covert mission to be prepared, just so they could actually test the effects in a real battle. It's also revealed that the king plans to attack during this year's special Gomage festival, so I bet the boys are going to get disappointed when they learn their rice cake attacks will be interrupted. Regardless, the king summoned every Black Ops captain of the wolves, but surprisingly, he initially asked them to attempt destroying him. But the man has the supervillain overpowered plot armor in anime, so there's no way the Black Ops has any chance. Nonetheless, every single captain charged forward at the king only for him to start hysterically laughing like a maniac. Meanwhile, back at the Wolves' special headquarters, Maru gives advice to Harang as our boy is busy trying on clothes as if he's going to prom for the first time. Maru then starts teaching Harang how to be a Sigma male, as he needs to be ready, that is, if he actually wants pound cake at the Gomage. As such, Harang stops being a slouch and attempts to look like a noble wolf ready to pounce at some perfectly fine rice cakes. Maru also lets Harang know that at Puzzle, they won't be actually dueling through combat, but instead, it's all about the special skills they learned using their rockets. And so, Maru threatens Harang to not let the nation of men down, as they are all counting on him to tame the legendary Ara, as every single one of them dreamed of eating that special rice cake. Fast forward to the evening, where Harang learns that he has a surprise visitor waiting to meet him in person. So Harang hurries to make his way to the main hall, but he has no idea on who the visitor could be, since he literally became part of the Garimbi less than a week ago. Maybe it's just a prank bro, as he finds no one waiting for him at the public hall. Suddenly, Harang feels cold air flowing down his spine, as if his ultra instincts are tingling due to a ghost waiting to appear. But then he finally realized that there's actually a man waiting right beside him looking like a wannabe male version of Yor. In an instant, Melior Forger goes for a quick knee to his face, but our boy is from the Matrix, so he's able to somehow dodge the surprise knee attack. But the man combos into another side spike kick. Luckily, Harang is able to dodge again, as if he leveled up his evasion stats to 99. However, the visitor is ruthless, as he gives Harang no time to relax, so he continues charging at him with multiple hits. Eventually, Harang gets a good look at the man's face, allowing him to notice that he has a very nice mustache, almost as nice as Pedro Pascal's mustache. As the Mandalorian attempts another hit, Harang realizes that it's actually his dad in disguise, confused as to why he's attacking him right now. With him finally exposed as a cool father, he stops attacking and instead, he starts telling Harang how he's super happy to see him all healthy still. But then his father screams it's just a prank, so he starts attacking him again, attempting to get a good hit at his own son. Mukbum even started cosplaying John Cena, as he repeatedly started yelling the champ is here, while also chanting you can't see me over and over. Now Mukbum is a true dad, since he basically gave Harang the gift of becoming the Prince Behemoth, while training him into an ultimate monster able to dodge any attack from anyone. Eventually, Harang gets enough of his antics, so he frustratingly parries an attack and proceeds to take him down by grabbing hold of his leg. He then smacks him so hard that Mukbum's mustache and dignity flew far away into the distance, allowing Harang to get even more riled up. But then he channeled his inner Karen, asking Herring how cruel must he be to punch an old man, telling him that it's not okay to mistreat your elders. Unfortunately, Herring's father's guilt-tripping does not work on him as he claps back, asking what kind of father tries to destroy his own son. In the end, the two stop battling as Mook reveals he brought over some delicious marinated beef for Herring to eat. As two began to sit down to watch Herring eat some amazing Korean food, Herring asks why he's trying to cosplay some kind of K-pop star stuck in the military. But Mook denies having an ulterior motive other than wanting to just see his son, to make sure he's okay after being uprooted into the life of the elite. Out of nowhere, Herring starts hearing voices of people he's not familiar with, busy talking about delivering some products. At the same time, one of the unknown voices came knocking at the dining hall, where Mook orders them that it's time they take a break. As such, Herring gets disappointed when he learns that his dad is actually not just here for him specifically, but it's because he's here for business. It's then revealed that Mook's business is super suspect as he's out here delivering perfectly real-life replicas of women as training dolls for the special forces. Upon further inspection, the dolls literally look like their real-life counterparts, as these specifically are the newest versions from the legendary man. The boys then go wild at the sight of the dolls, as most have never even seen a girl in their lifetimes. With the onslaught of men cheering at the sight of Mook Bum's new masterpieces, the commander quickly appears, wanting to join in on the fun. As Herring's father gets ready to leave, the commander makes a side note remark of how it's a shame he's so talented, it decides to give up on the special forces in pursuit of creating dolls. Even though he's a god at creating them, the commander reveals that the Shadow Ops try their hardest to keep him from retiring. Meanwhile, the two intelligence officers in charge of keeping an eye on Herring watches on in secret as they spy on their target for more information. They even continue their conversation, talking about how it's a pity Mook Bum decided to pursue dolls instead of pursuing greatness. We also discover that the higher-ups dreamed of him challenging the king for the throne, since he was actually the strong, but he never did. Nonetheless, as he leaves, he tells Herring that he needs him here with the big boys and proceeds to tell him to keep up the good work. He then reminds Herring to always remember what he said, that Herring is destined to become king. As Mook Bum leaves, he encounters Karim on his way out, but he takes a moment to stare at him, telling him that throughout all this time, he still has the same old dull face. But then the turntables turn as Karim reveals he only showed up to ask the legendary Mook a chance for a duel. Karim then claims that the reason he wants to challenge him is because he's the closest in power relative to the king. Since his goal is to become king one day, he needs to overthrow the current one. However, as Herring minds his own business, he starts attempting to direct Karim to duel Herring instead, telling Karim that the strongest woman on the planet chose to give her collar to Herring for a reason. He then shouts at Karim, telling him to not underestimate his son, as his genes were passed down to him, maybe hinting that Mook also has a Prince Behemoth himself. Regardless, Mook continues to lead while Karim begs him for a chance to duel, only for Mook to ask Karim to make sure he takes care of his son. But Bro is stubborn as heck, asking for Mook to just give him a few seconds, since that's how long he will last if Ara gave him the chance to enter her gates. However, the atmosphere instantly changes after Mook gets annoyed with Karim asking for a few more seconds, as if he's a final boss entering his rage phase. With the sudden change in atmosphere, Karim whips out his sword, quickly entering his battle stance as he thinks he accidentally provoked the bear. With Mook now turned to Karim, the clouds around him begin to turn black as if he's about to deliver a thundering punch like One Punch Man. But instead, he trolls Karim as he begins cosplaying old Naruto, telling him to make sure that both of them get along together. Finally, the old man leaves as he waves them on, but he acts as if he called Karim his son as well, telling them both to have some sweet dreams. Now imagine if these two are actually brothers, and the younger brother accidentally stole the older brother's girl, but then she turned out to be their sister. And that is what we would call a real plot twist. Nevertheless, back at the Society of Women Only, the girls find themselves fighting each other as they attempt to teach Era some sussy moves since she's a first-timer. Meanwhile, the girl from Hunter x Hunter watches on nervously as the girls try to pin down Ara, but instead of joining them, she starts eating some snacks since she looks like a first-timer as well. The first to give up on teaching Ara how to handle a rocket is Alita Battle Angel, so she starts eating some sausages. In the end, all the other girls give up as well, so they start having some Gossip Girl moments as they begin talking about how crazy Era is for wanting her first time to be with the biggest rocket on the planet. As the girls continue to gossip, Ara continues to eat, but Blondie starts doing weird things to the food as she stares at Ara. As such, Ara decides to go to sleep as everyone is making such a big deal out of her being a first-timer, claiming she needs lots of sleep or else she gains zits. And so they let her go as the girls realize that Ara wants the first rice cake experience to be as natural as possible.